Sephiroth, the young hero, had overcome his trials, and now the sword was within reach. In his hands, the blade would become legend, and the thought of immortalizing the moment he grasped it on film filled me with excitement. It's probably because the spirits told me, but I felt I was about to record the moment the world changed. I don't see the sword anywhere. No, it's here. Oh, it's a bigger cutscene. Well, dang. What? It got longer. It doesn't look that long in this render anymore, but the spirits bestowed this gift to me. Such things are bound to occur. It could be longer. Oh, so he just does that then. It grew. Looks like you don't have a scabbard, though. What'll you do? No way. This sword shouldn't exist. That's amazing. Perfect. A hero needs to be extraordinary in some way, after all. And now the hero, his goal achieved at great cost, departs gallantly. I need to shoot that scene. Sephiroth, start walking when I give you the signal. Okay, action. Don't be ridiculous. Come on, Sephiroth, just go. So you can kind of make it shorter or longer at will, it seems like. Scarlet Pavilion of Igara. Here, the freaking... that, plus it's level 10, anyway. So like that, please, thank you. Do that one. It'd be cool and fitting. Scarlet Pavilion of Igara. What the? It's majestic. Are those spirits trying to trick us again? Music's cool. I don't think so. The Masamune is giving its blessing to Sephiroth for being chosen. No, and there's that main leitmotif. I accept its blessing. This will be a chance to test my new weapon. We don't know what's waiting for us. Stay on your guard. Relax. We don't have anything to worry about now that Sephiroth has his sword. Then it's time to start rolling. The heroic Sephiroth leaps into the fray, his first time wielding the Masamune. And action! Don't get in my way. But that's my one shortcoming. I need to stick my nose where it doesn't belong. But I assume gameplay-wise he's still wielding the same things as before, instead of the Masamune. Sure seems like, probably. Oh, I'm getting tired. It's 12:40 right now. I wonder if I went into inventory if I'd actually have, like, the Masamune unlocked at this point. You're a star, Sephiroth. I've never seen anything half as heroic. No one can stand against you with the Masamune in hand. Thank you. I'm glad you got what you wanted, Sephiroth, but don't get too carried away, okay? That sword is his destiny. Can you blame him? They have to make up for all the time they've spent apart. Every moment not spent fighting is wasted. Soon enough, no one will be able to stop you. My thoughts exactly. Except maybe Cloud Strife. Oh man. Heroes Triumph. This is the exploratory one then. Okay. Off we go then. Let's see what's going on here. What's this? Some kind of celebration? They're rejoicing because the Masamune chose Sephiroth. Their long-awaited hero has finally arrived. Alyssa's a little bit batshit insane, isn't she? I don't even have words to describe its beauty. Beauty? It doesn't look that way to me. It's all fake, a facade. Even if it is all a facade, it's a pretty one. Even though we're all just blood and guts on the inside. This must be how they pay their respects. It would be rude of us not to follow suit. Let the parade begin, Sephiroth. I'll capture it from all the best angles. Beasts have been drawn by the sounds of celebration. Protect your adoring admirers, Sephiroth. I will. Because of course it did. We need to have these battles have gameplay somehow. The whole background here looks like that one, like, realm with all the head honcho demons and Demon Slayer. That's what it looks like. That's what I think of, at least. Whatever that place is called, I have no idea. Not a clue. Man, I'm yawning a lot. I felt like I would have been able to, like, stay up for long haul tonight, potentially, but I feel like playing this game where I'm literally just reading things out and here's a little bit of gameplay stuff. I think it makes me tired. I could always go back to manual instead of automatic in the battles, but what's even the point, man? I guess it could make me a little bit less tired, but even then, I don't know. Let's hear ya, booster. Ah! Action enter. I don't know where the heck I'm going. Oh, it looks like I can't go back, so I must be on the right track here, right? Oh, I thought the music was about to start getting good there. But we don't get to hear it. So sad. So very saddening. I've definitely heard that sound effect in different video games before. Sound effect that Sephiroth just did. Also, did Sephiroth's HP say that it was 3,000 out of 13,000? But still visually look like it was full, or am I losing my mind? I just missed like the one at the front or something. It's probably that, right? I would imagine. An absolutely breathtaking display. Every moment was a work of art. You and the Masamune are like a single entity. You could say that again. It's like you've had that sword your whole life. Tonak's so surprised. The blade was forged from my hands, after all. Oh, great hero, our hero, Sephiroth. Look, they're practically worshipping him. They celebrate their hero's triumph. Sephiroth, greet your adoring admirers. Yeah, do it. They all gathered here to catch a glimpse of their savior. Open your eyes. This is all just an illusion. Help us. Wow. Another threat, Sephiroth. I see it. Wait, let me help. Yeah, Backman's a little bit crazy too. And Gio's like the one non-crazy person here. Yeah, I think I was seeing things before. The one kind of blends in with Sephiroth's hair. Is what's going on. That's what seems to be happening here. Jatayu. Well. Yeah. Just kind of get destroyed there. Okay, well. This one's the closest and most convenient, so middle one it is. And then... don't think I can go that way. I guess I'm going this way. Quite the weird place, huh? Oh, that was the wrong way then. So right. Unless this is a different set of 3. And then... I go over this way. This is just gonna bring me back as well, isn't it? So left is gonna be the way, right? Yeah. Left it is then. This way we go. Surely this is it. Yoink. Obtain bookmark ×5. I have no idea what that is. By the name, I would imagine it lets you checkpoint multiple stories at once. Like you put a bookmark consumable item in or something. Would be my guess, but I have no idea. Sephiroth, Sephiroth, Sephiroth. They love you, Sephiroth. Give the people what they want. This will never end. We have to push forward. Why are you always such a downer? I wouldn't mind staying here forever. Let's go, now. All the people are gone. Yeah, so what exactly is going to be going on here, and how is this going to relate to both the remake games in general, but especially Remake 3, considering this released after Rebirth, so I mean... Another one. All right. Oh. Big boss time. You look kind of similar to that one dragon I just fought in Assassin's Creed Valhalla recently that was so annoying and I lost to, and it was in the roguelike mode, so I'd have to redo the whole run because... And with the same coloring, it is also a poison dragon. Because you basically always got poison in it, so I was basically always losing health, and it became a battle of attrition. Kind of like Zack's one limit break that was Angeal's thing. So makes sense there. I want to see Sephiroth do his thing. Man, we are constantly eating a lot of poison damage here, huh? Sure seems like... Might not actually survive this. Might have to switch to my free party. They might just have to do. Because yikes. Yeah, I don't think I have a way to deal with that status ailment, huh? Don't tell me I have to redo the entire exploration again. Huh. Yeah, it'd be a lot nicer if Angeal was level 102. Hold on. I think I have to abandon in order to do a different team. That's what I think I have to do. Huh. Well, my best sustain is Aerith. And Zack might be a decent little smidge better than Sephiroth at this point in terms of, like, being able to take and deal damage. I don't know. It'd be nice if I had the 3 slots. This is my recommended party. So, I mean... Oh, yeah, and with the Nier stuff there. Nier replicant and all that. Recommended power 60, power 326,000. Yeah, sure. Let's have these guys go in and deal with it. How about? Let's do that. But now I gotta do stuff here again. So I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, I like this remix of the Final Fantasy VII theme. Interesting. Yeah, Kaine's outfit in Nier Replicant is, well, it's a thing that exists, isn't it? Let me tell you. As someone that played Nier Replicant. Big spins. Someone that played Nier Replicant, it's, certainly something. There's a chest this way that I didn't get before. Yoink. Blue crystal times 200. Time to pull. This way. Eh? Oh, there we go. Over this way. Yeah, these two will end up doing it together. I assume that there's something going on with my Aerith setup that will cure conditions like poison, probably. Probably. There's probably some sort of materia that I could have given to Sephiroth or Angeal. I don't know. I don't know, man. I wonder what all crossovers have happened for this game anyway. So obviously this Nier one with Nier Replicant and Nier Automata. But what other ones have they done, I wonder? Because, I mean, this game's been out for 2 years. And they're crossing over with this Squeenix IP, then presumably there would have been others they would have crossed over with. Maybe. I don't know. Something to look up at some point, just out of curiosity. Items that I wouldn't be able to get anymore or anything. I wouldn't think. Stuff that's gonzo. Well. Blind. I thought that said bird at first. Yes, it is indeed a bird. Ripping Twister, ruin. Oh. Yeah, I just set up, like, recommended build here, and, this is what it recommended, was double ruin. Weird game. But hey, if that's what you recommended, and my power level is... Oh. Oh, yes, this is right. I was about to say. Maybe it's just always programmed to be, like, third tries the charm. But nope, that's not it. It is literally just that. It is the left one. Okay, content will be skipped. So just kind of speed run through that. Go through here. It's coming up on 1 in the morning. But I am going to see this through before I hit the hay. That's my plan here. Here we go. Head up this way. I do want to finish this off. Surely this tag team can see it through, right? Maybe Kuraga does some status condition healy things too. There's fruitful energy as well. Like poison shriek. And it doesn't do all that much damage, but the poison is the annoying part. Fruitful energy. Like, look how much damage we're suddenly taking there. Alright, that'll do his apocalypse here. This crazy spell thing. Yeah, it does a good amount of damage, that's for sure. I assume that Aerith's Limit Break will probably heal status conditions as well. When she gets to the point that she pops that. Yeah, this team has got it. This team has got it handled, I would say. He's doing Apocalypse again. It charges up so dang fast. Oh, but blocked. Okay, well. Okay. Dragon Roar. Stun us? Oh, that's a little bad. But you're doing your thing, Bob, now. And does that heal statuses as well? Sure doesn't. Oh, well. Oh, well. This team has definitely still got it. I would say. Dragon Dive. Please no kill. Okay, we good. We're fine here. One more good hit. Like that. There we go. This tag team ended up being able to do it. Sweet. Legendary team. There we go. Neat. Pretty wicked cosplays that Sephiroth and Angeal were wearing there. That's it? That wasn't worthy of a hero. I could watch Sephiroth fight forever. Did you see that wasn't worthy of a hero, or that was worthy of a hero? Then, to me, it just looks like Sephiroth is the Masamune's puppet. What? And Jill is just jealous. And jealous people will just try to hold you back. You need to stay away from them. Come on. Holding the sword sideways and it's bugging me. You can't shut me up. Hate me all you want. I'm gonna call things like I see them. Yep, I feel the same way there, Angel. That's how I act as well. Look, the exit. I guess that's it then. Wish I could have gotten more footage of the hero in action. After all, I have a feeling I've captured the birth of a new era here. Indeed, Sephiroth has the Masamune. It's a moment that should be immortalized forever. I, too, look forward to my future with this sword. Hey, let me get a shot of you coming out of the temple. I'll mark the conclusion of this historic chronicle. What is it? This presence. Stand back, both of you. Alright, another battle here. Wait, I could have switched over to my story party again. Is what I probably could have done. What the heck? They look exactly like me and Sephiroth. The enemy is the enemy, no matter what they look like. Shadow Sephiroth and Shadow Angel, Force Gauge Guardian. Provoke is applied to the enemy while the Force Gauge is active. The more the Force Gauge is filled, the higher the enemy's physical defense and magic defense. Dealing damage to the enemy will deplete the Force Gauge. When the gauge is empty, the enemy will be temporarily incapacitated, and the provoke effect will be cancelled. Okay. They actually using the equipment that I have there, considering you just did the... it's already charged, what the hell? Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, Zack charges it really quite fast there, it sure seems like. Look how much it goes up with each action he takes. Like, this is insane. Yeah, here I was trying to, like, build my Sephiroth to be my best character and, you know, reroll that one 5-star weapon. I think Zack might be my best character. Force Gauge Sword Mastery. Dealing damage to the enemy will deplete the Force Gauge. When the gauge is empty, the enemy will be temporarily incapacitated and some of their abilities will be cancelled. I'll see you, Shadow Sephiroth. My oh my. Okay, well. Alright. Well, that was a twist worthy of the grand finale. Now, let's go. Well, at least we managed our way through somehow. By switching to Zack and Aerith. Let's learn more about Cloud Strife here. Oh, I logged in after 4 AM PST. A hero's choice. Yeah, sure, let's go ahead and do that. Why not? Without that one poison dragon, I'm probably fine anyway. Right? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. See what I mean about, like, sometimes I just fully extend out and it just happens to crack anyway. What? Oh. Now, for your final choice. I thought the trials were over. Trials? From the beginning you knew they were but illusions. They could hardly be called trials. But now, the choice is real, as are the consequences. Ah! Jill! Ah! You think you can escape us? I make my own path. I won't shy away from my choices. Sephiroth, choose. Sephiroth, help me. Sephiroth. Listen to me, Sephiroth. On the first day I came here, the spirits took control of me. They turned me into a monster. And that's what I am. Kill me, Sephiroth. Do it. I don't want to become like the man who made that sword. I don't want to be kept alive anymore. No! Oh, I thought it was gonna be a bigger cutscene. Maybe in a sec here. Huh? It moved. That sword has a will of its own. This place. It feels like even the air here is alive. It's all the work of the spirits. I hear the Genova leitmotif in the background there. If that's what they are at all. But whatever they may be, we can't let them get the best of us. Conquer the sword, Sephiroth. I'm not your enemy here. Don't waver. You're the master, not the Masamune. Mother, what should I do? Jeez. Get a hold of yourself, Sephiroth. My adorable Sephiroth, come here. Stop it. No. This one's gonna be tough. Let me help you. Sword. And Jill. What? Sorry about everything. Don't worry about it. You might be a cyborg, an artificial machine of massacre. A false hero propped up to make Shinra look good. But even you have friends. Don't forget that. I won't. So is this episode 2 final boss then? Well, hi. Force gauge motherly care. Force gauge can be depleted by landing attacks. When the gauge is fully depleted, the enemy will be temporarily incapacitated. Their physical and magic damage resistance buffs will be removed, and their defense will be greatly reduced. Motherly care. Revenant Mother Alyssa. Okay, we're depleting that blue. Fervent Sanction. Ow. Lots of damage to Angeal there, especially. Yeah, this is probably the final boss of First Soldier Episode 2, then. Ow. That's the impression that I'd get here. All these things down. Now start really putting a lot of damage in there. I want to see what Sephiroth is doing. Torrential Tenacity. music's kind of cool. I kind of wish the sound effects were a little quieter. Be able to hear the music a little bit better. Because it's kind of difficult to hear, but what I do hear, it sounds kind of cool. Ultima. I swear that was like a leopard jaguar type sound effect that I've heard in so many different video games. That one roar was. All right. There it is then. Wow, a bunch of stuff. Alyssa. Alyssa Goldie. When we first met, had she already become a monster? Let's take her home. Not final boss then? I don't know. Return. Or maybe it was, and this is just a little bit of story stuff as its own standalone thing. Our final farewell to Alyssa brought with it the long-awaited end to our days of constant torment. I've secured a chopper. Should be here before long. So that sword can grow, huh? Seems more like a cursed blade than a blessed one. Don't tell anyone about its powers. The higher-ups would take it away from me. For their research, their analysis. Fine by me. What about my footage? If anything gets out, I'll blame you first. Better do a good job. It almost annoys me how well that sword suits you. I think it'll come to define you as a soldier. Become a symbol of your pride. That's for me to decide. There I go lecturing again. Maybe that's why people don't like me. Whoops, I did not mean to hit the volume thing there. You can see the music that I was most recently listening to there. Probably. Hey. Time to go home. What are you doing, Backman? Checking my footage. Wanna look? Of course. Huh. You're pretty good at this. Alyssa had a nice smile. Check it out, Sephiroth. I assume that right at the end here, we're gonna get a bigger cutscene somewhere. I guess introductions are in order. I'm Alyssa Goldie, soldier, 2nd class. Starting to think no one would come. Was it just in Sephiroth's head that she looked like Lucrezia? In that case. Things were bleak just minutes ago, but now I'm so happy I could hug you. What is it? What are you staring at? Do I look like your sweetheart or something? Or maybe your mother? Interesting twist. Sephiroth was clearly shaken, but we couldn't even begin to fathom the reason behind his shock. This is Alyssa? What are you talking about? Nothing. I don't know who made the call, but my footage never saw the light of day. The spirits in this land. Maybe they crept into our subconscious and took control. I tried to pull as many strings as I could to find out what they were, but my boss always found a way to stop me.
だが、私はついに来た。さあ、確かめよう。精霊の正体。私には予想がある。あの時、我々が精霊と呼んだもの。そして、刀に宿った意志。その正体は、おそらく。ジェノバ・リユニオン。
So that's it then. Story has been completed. Extra section extras. Yeah, harder versions of the battles with whatever the heck these are. Icon in your player profile. Huh. Well, yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care. Like, no. I don't care. 48 hours only. Huh. Oh, there's a whole bunch of Steam achievements. Yeah, story has been completed. So that was Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, the First Soldier, Episode 2. So what you're telling me here is that Masamune has the will of Genova. All the spirits there were Genova. I mean, I heard Genova's leitmotif there. And the monsters that we fought were Genova-like, so clearly it was kind of going that direction. But it's the will of Genova that drew Sephiroth in. Maybe because he's a product of Genova, and maybe that's what made him think that Alyssa, that the spirits had taken hold of, made him think that that looked like his mother, his real mother, and I guess, or something like that. I had heard that apparently some people took issue with this story, episode 2 specifically. And I do get how it being like, oh, the sword controlled him, it's the will of Genova, that can undermine the story of Final Fantasy VII, where it's like, oh yeah, it's not Sephiroth going crazy because he saw himself as a monster and attributing like a new destiny for himself. Instead, it was just Genova's will all along. Genova is the main antagonist of Final Fantasy VII after all, because it was really her will and the sword that controlled Sephiroth into doing all the bad things. Like, I don't know if it's trying to say that. Like, we're probably gonna have to wait until Remake 3 to see what exactly it's saying, because, like, again, this came out after Rebirth here, and from what I understand, it seems like there's a decent chance that the story of this might have some things to do with the story of Final Fantasy VII in general, the story of the remake games in general, and maybe it'll play into, you know, Remake 3 in some way. I don't know. Because Sephiroth didn't exactly establish at the end that he could, you know, make his own decisions if he wanted to. He attacked Angeal and, you know, we worked together gameplay-wise, but story-wise, are we meant to infer that he wouldn't go after Angeal again? I mean, I guess we saw afterwards, after the battle, that he didn't go after Angeal again, implying that maybe he can overpower its will. I don't know. Just, what are they trying to say here, is what I'm very much wondering. We might have to wait a year or two for the answers on that front for the like remake games to all be done. So I don't know what's up with that. Overall, I would generally say that I enjoyed the whole First Soldier storyline here. I enjoyed episode 1 more than I did episode 2, I would say. I thought that one was a bit more intriguing plot-wise for like Sephiroth's character. This was more about like, I guess, explanations for some things with Genova more so. And, you know, kind of cool having him get to know Angeal for the first time. That was kind of neat. But I definitely enjoyed 1 a bit more. 1 was more like, dang. Episode 2 was more like, huh, what exactly are they trying to say here? We have to play the later games to find out. Is that really recontextualizing Final Fantasy VII in the way that it seems like it might be recontextualizing it? Like, what's going on here? Also, did freaking Backman get, like, Genova cells or something? Is that why he, started wearing, like, the black cloak and was, like, reunion and all that? Like, all the freaking soldier Sephiroth clone-like Genova-infused people were, like, in Final Fantasy VII. What's up with that there? So, yeah, that, you know, overall interesting. Gameplay format was kind of what you would expect from something like this that's on a free game in your pocket where the story's in little bite-sized pieces, but, you know, I did find the story a little bit difficult to take in at times, what with the whole talk for 2 minutes. Oh, here's a random monster that showed up. Talk for 2 minutes. Oh, here's a random monster that showed up. It would be a little bit distracting. Maybe not as bad in episode 2 where it seemed like we would just be fighting singular waves, as opposed to First Soldier episode 1 where we're fighting like waves of 3 for each encounter we go on outside of the exploration phase ones. So, you know, I get why they designed it the way that they did, but it would kind of take me out of the moment with the story a lot of the time. The music of this game was really good. I did quite enjoy that. And, you know, screw it being a freemium gacha game. But hey, this is literally the first freemium gacha game that I've played on this channel where I actually successfully did a start to finish playthrough. So it does say something about like how important the gacha actually is here. Like I've still not dicked around with so much in terms of you know, how strong I could get. Like I haven't dicked around with summons, haven't dicked around with enemy abilities. I've barely touched materia at all, haven't touched the ultimate weapons, haven't really touched this, I haven't touched this. You know, there's a lot of mechanics that I have not engaged with in this game. And yet I was able to get to level 100 and in the grindy thingamabob with not that much time. I really didn't do that much, like, grinding between sessions. Like, I mean, a decent smidge, but, like, nothing too crazy there. And I was able to see the story through to the end. The same can't be said for a lot of freemium gacha games. Like, the most recent other freemium gacha game that I did a playthrough, unfinished playthrough, whatever you want to call it, of on this channel was Persona 5 The Phantom X, where I was like, I'm gonna get to the point where the game expects me to turn this game into my life to be able to keep on progressing, and then I'm done. Because I want to play other games. I don't want to turn the game into my life. And that was essentially the second major story boss, the second palace boss. It was such a big level increase. It seemed like you needed to be not only max level, but also start really investing into, like, you know, the more nitty-gritty kind of ways to get stronger. And then never mind what, like, the 3rd and 4th and 5th and stuff like that palace boss would be like after that. So, I was like, yep, this is the point where I'm done. I'm not turning this game into my life. And I did spend a decent bit of time between sessions grinding in that game to get to that point. I spent way more time on my own time grinding in Persona 5, The Phantom X, to get to the second major boss than I did to beat all of this in Ever Crisis here. Like, again, I do have to reiterate that I'm sure that part of that is the 2nd year anniversary weapons, but, you know, still, there's still something that has to be said there about that. I know that my grinding was made a whole lot easier with the 2nd year anniversary weapons, but it can't be just that. I don't know what the normal play experience is like. So, it seems like a game where it's like, you know, I can engage with the gacha if I really want to, I guess, but I don't know how important it really is. It might not be super necessary per se. At least with the 2-year anniversary weapons. Like, maybe I'm talking out my ass here. Maybe it's a very different gameplay experience playing it normally. But after getting those, I genuinely had, like, no reason to engage with the gacha, considering the gacha of this game is just weapons. You unlock all your characters with the story, with, like, main story progression, so, you know, that's cool there. And then it just being, like, the weapons here. honestly not a bad way to handle a gacha. Probably one of the better ways that I've seen. Though it is still, like, very in your face. Like, you clear a story, it's like, oh, you've just been playing a lot with Sephiroth and Angeal. For the next 48 hours only, you can pay to get, like, their super premium starter pack. So clearly they are trying to push, like, monetization and stuff as you would with a freemium gacha game. But, you know, it might just be the least egregious of the freemium gacha games I've played on this channel across, you know, Persona 5 The Phantom X, Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent, which now has, you know, its remake of an actual proper game. There's one more freemium gacha game that I played on this channel at one point, and now I'm forgetting what it is. Outside of something like Fire Emblem Heroes that I just did, like, a very brief showcase of. There was Fire Emblem Shadows that's a freemium game, but it's Battle Pass based rather than gacha based. I could have sworn there was another gacha game that I played on this channel at one point that would have been, like, years ago, and I don't remember what it was. But anyway, I try to stay far away from freemium gacha games because, you know, I kind of say screw that. But yeah, this is probably the least egregious of the ones I've seen. But of course, it's always going to have, like, its models for, you know, trying to get people to spend real money. Of course, that's going to be the case. I don't know what most of this stuff is. I assume this is the stuff that you would engage with for, like, really getting into the weeds of this game. I don't know, the gameplay doesn't seem interesting enough to me to warrant doing that. I literally just came here for the story. But at least it seems like it's not too bad if you just want to experience a story. Again, with the 2-year anniversary weapons, I don't know what it's like otherwise. Maybe it's a completely different experience. But it seems like the point of the 2-year anniversary weapons is like, hey, the game's been out for a couple of years. People that want to hop in and just experience the story start to finish can go ahead and do so. And hey, I appreciate that. Again, this is the first time that I've successfully finished a freemium gacha game on this channel. Because I told myself in the beginning, I'll treat it like my other freemium gacha playthroughs, where I get up to the point where it expects me to turn the game into my life to be able to keep on making more progress. But this game never really hit that point. So I am very glad for it, for that perspective there. And yeah, now I've done a lot of Final Fantasy VII on this channel. This is the 4th Final Fantasy VII playthrough that I've completed. And now that there's going to be a trilogy of remake games, I find it really funny that my series of Final Fantasy VII is going to be 7 games long. That is a little bit ironic. I've played the original Final Fantasy VII now. I've played Crisis Core. I've played Dirge of Cerberus. Now I've played First Soldier with Ever Crisis here. Now next up is going to be Remake. Remake, Rebirth, and whatever the final of the remake games is. I'll actually be able to play that, like, as it comes out, like, day one. I'll be all caught up on the story of Final Fantasy VII. When did I start this series again? It was, like, summer last year? So I've been going pretty hard on Final Fantasy VII related stuff here for a little while now. And maybe I'll consider doing this, if this is all complete here. Like, in my Final Fantasy VII playlist, I did put in, like, a YouTube version someone had uploaded of just Advent Children the movie, because it's like, hey, it's not a game. How could I showcase that story otherwise? But now it is a playable game. And considering I can just kind of bum rush through this game pretty well, maybe I play through this. It probably wouldn't be super long. It's only the length of, like, one film. Maybe it would help me understand the plot of Advent Children a little bit better, because I'm gonna be honest, I did watch the movie, and I felt a decent bit lost. So maybe this would help me understand it a little bit better, and then I can give, like, a full proper review of Advent Children as well, during something that applies to it. Which also means that, like, my timeline for this Final Fantasy VII series is gonna be all over the place, where it's like, original game, prequel, sequel, further prequel, and then if I do this, it's gonna be the sequel between the main game and the other sequel game. Like, we're just jumping all over the place here, really making the whole picture come together of what is the plot of Final Fantasy VII anyway. Because, my god, if you want to talk about the entire story of Final Fantasy VII, it is long and really extends way past this, doesn't it? It does make me wonder, with the remake games being a trilogy rather than a single game, how much do they try to factor in the fact that there is such an insane saga for the overall story of Final Fantasy VII? Like, I know that Crisis Core is very important to it, because I know that Zack's a character in the remake games. Like, know about that because, you know, I've seen trailers for, like, Rebirth, so it's, you know, I know at this point here. But, yeah, maybe I'll do this if I'm feeling spicy here. But, I mean, oop. Janlan is coming up at the end of next week here. So it's getting close. It is getting closer here. And I was thinking that I would start Remake during Janlan, because I did Dirge of Cerberus start to finish at Hallowland, I did Crisis Core start to finish at Fragapalooza, so maybe I start Remake at Janlan. There's no way I'd be able to do it start to finish at Janlan. Only if it was like the only game I was playing on Janlan, and even then might be a little bit tight considering, you know, how long that game apparently is. So I don't think that would be working out, but I can at least start at Janlan, and then, you know, the beginning of that playthrough is like a cool background venue that's rather unique and stuff like that. And then something that is short enough that it would be a standalone thing that I could do at a LAN event is the additional story that came with the PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake, being episode intermission or episode intergrade or whatever the heck it's called. A little Yuffie side story in Midgard that's apparently only like 4 or 5 hours. I could do that like start to finish at a LAN event really easily. So I was thinking that I start Remake in January, like at Janlan, and then I do that for like the next several months here. And then in May for Megalan, I think that's the 22nd, I can have that be like one of my start to finish playthroughs at that LAN event, is the episode intermission. And then sometime after May, like sometime June onward, is when I start getting into Rebirth. That's kind of my plan. It's kind of my plan for the year. Like, we'll see how it ends up going. So that's what's going on there. And maybe if I'm feeling spicy, maybe I'll end up doing Advent Children before that point. Advent Children, Ever Crisis Edition. Also, this is kind of a cool concept, like having a game that's just a hub to be able to experience like the full picture, full story of Final Fantasy VII, especially if they do keep on adding more different things like Dirge of Cerberus and stuff like that later. Because I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are playing the remake games as like the new modern, like big hit games to play, that don't want to go and play like a Final Fantasy VII from 1997 or anything like that to see what the original story is like. And be able to see more of the picture, like see what the heck went on in Advent Children or play Crisis Core. Like this has a remake nowadays, so there is a modern means to be playing that outside of the PSP, but you know, it is kind of cool because, I mean, you look at Final Fantasy VII Original and, you know, visually it, of course, will look very dated nowadays. I know that that would be a turnoff for a lot of people that are like, hey, I want to, like, I either want to be or I am really into these Final Fantasy VII Remake games. This is really cool. But I hear that it's better if you know what the original story was like. How do I experience that? Man, I don't want to play a game from 1997. Like, hey, you know, this is a means for it. So, you know, kind of cool to have a game that is a hub of Final Fantasy VII stuff, but, you know, it sucks that it's a freemium gacha, but I guess it kind of makes sense for this format in a sense. But I just hate freemium games. I hate gacha games. You know how it be. So maybe I'll do this at some point for shits and giggles. This isn't like an exclusive way to experience this. I had to come to this game to do this because this is the exclusive way to experience these stories. But this, it's not the exclusive way. You want to get caught up on that story, just watch the film Advent Children, and then you've got it. You know, it's not like it's exclusive to this, but this is the exclusive way for me to be able to do a playthrough of it and offer my thoughts on the story of Advent Children as it goes on. Well, unless we like did a watch party of Advent Children or something like that. I discussed it along the way, I guess. I don't know. So if I have the time, maybe next weekend or something, maybe I'll look into potentially doing this. Maybe. But no promises right now. So maybe this isn't the end of Ever Crisis. There's a decent chance that it is, but there's a, yeah, it is a movie, and they adapted it into a playable game here with Ever Crisis, as they're, like, kind of putting together the whole saga of Final Fantasy VII. So maybe I'll do a playthrough of Advent Children before playing Remake. We'll see. I can always look up, like, how many chapters are in this, out of curiosity. This is what I could do. Like, it'd be really nice if I could just hit start and then you see, like, the list of, like, how many chapters there are. I can compare it to, like, the 8 here or the 6 here to get a sense of, about how many hours would that take me? Is that worth it to do? There's a full wallpaper art there, by the way. case you want to see good old Sephiroth and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a playthrough of Advent Children. We'll see. I'll look into about how long it is out of curiosity. I think I'm more so leaning towards yes doing it than no not doing it. But we'll see here. And I have all my bases covered and stuff. And it probably won't take me too long if First Soldier Episode 1 and 2 are any indication. Especially with, like, my strength now in the game. Should be pretty good. But it's starting to get a little bit late here. So I'm gonna head on out for now. Greatly appreciate everybody that tuned into another stream of first Monster Hunter Wilds, and then finishing off Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Finishing off, I say, as I'm talking about coming back to do Advent Children. But we shall see here. That's the end of the First Soldier, the main reason why I wanted to play Ever Crisis. That story is concluded. And we'll see what the heck is going on with Masamune and Remake 3, I guess, as I go through all the Remake games. Man, this whole saga sure is something, isn't it?